Greetings. My name is Ken Isman, and I'm a member of Congregation Shir Shalom and a member of the legacy congregation Temple Shereth Israel since 1993 or 94. I was a member of the board of directors of Temple Shereth Israel for more than 13 years and held just about every position on the board, including ritual committee chair, executive vice president, and president of the congregation. My essay, My Jewish Journey, is titled, My Father Was Wrong. I grew up in a household where both my parents were very Jewish, but they had bad experiences with synagogues. My mother wanting to explore local synagogues in our area, but my father insisted that synagogues were much more interested in money than in helping people, and refused to get involved with any religious institution. They reached a compromise when I was 7 and sent me to a Yiddish Hebrew academy that was not affiliated with any synagogue. When I was 10, I told my parents that I wanted to have a bar mitzvah. And while the academy I was attending could handle the training, we needed to find a synagogue for the service. There followed some complex negotiations, and we ended up affiliating with a conservative synagogue where I became a bar mitzvah. The whole process was difficult and uncomfortable and seemed more like a business transaction than a religious event. And that reinforced my father's take on synagogues that I continued to hold through that portion of my life. For the next 14 years, I only occasionally visited synagogues, and nothing happened to change my opinion. Then in the summer of 1993, I met Joan. After we dated a few months, I asked her what she wanted to do one Friday night, and she replied that it was Simchat Torah and that she wanted to go to synagogue. Reluctant, but wanting to spend more time with Joan, I agreed. When I walked into Temple Shereth Israel for the first time, the scene was nothing like I expected. Joe Jordan was playing a beautiful piano with his left hand, and then a synthesizer programmed to sound like an orchestra with his right hand. John Haddon and Gary Kabler were up on the bima playing guitar, and I had never seen musical instruments as part of a worship service before. That's just not a part of a conservative service. And so I asked Joan if this was special for Simchat Torah or if this was an everyday occurrence. And she answered, no, this is not special. This is pretty typical for a Friday night at TSI. So the music is what drew me in first. At that time, TSI had less than 100 member families. And I got to know many of those people fairly quickly. John Haddon was a warm, caring, and knowledgeable rabbi, and I found I learned something new every time I came to services. I started to look forward to attending services, and I ended up joining the choir so that I could participate more deeply. As I spent more time in synagogue activities, I found two things happening. First, I was learning things that helped me to be a better person, a better businessman, a better musician, and a better husband. Second, I was building friendships with people that I was engaged with. These friendships helped me forge a support system that allowed me to help others when they were in need, and for me to lean on those people as a support structure when I was in need. As I've grown older, I've come to understand that this is the concept that my father missed so many years ago. Being a member of a synagogue community helps you to build that support structure that you can lean on when you need them. When Joan was fighting cancer, it was the TSI community that dropped whatever they were doing and came to help us whenever we needed them. Had we not been a member of the TSI community during that time, I don't know what we would have done. People think they can float along through life without joining a synagogue and then just come in when they need one. But by doing that, they fail to truly build the community and support system that they really need. Perhaps I'm speaking to the wrong crowd with this message, since you're the ones that are here and a part of this community, but I wanted to express my gratitude to all of those friends currently at Congregation Shir Shalom and all those I haven't met yet who are helping to keep that community moving forward. I also wanted to explain why Joan and I remain as members of this community, even though we live 300 miles away. You're always in our hearts, and we'll come up and visit as often as we can so that we can maintain and build new bonds of friendship. Thank you and take care.